Welcome to Buffy's Angels. The Jaws boys are back in the house. And when I say the house, I mean 1430 Ravello Drive, which is Buffy Summers' address. Okay. Willow also lives there, but not Spike. All right. So get out of here, child services lady. Am I right? All right. I'm Daniel Ehrenberg. You know, got to say the last name sometimes. Not happy about it. You guys all know I'm Jewish now. No, you did already. All right. And over there is Logan Be Adair. What's going on?
I'm coming at you from 171 Oak.
Oh, shit. Yep.
That's the angel address.
Absolutely.
This episode.
You got to go save that girl from the classic one season and canceled sitcom Greetings from Tucson.
That's what I was thinking. I want to say, guys, these are the first episodes I've watched 1.5 times.
What does that mean?
Well, I got it mixed up.
Yeah.
And I thought we were doing these episodes weeks ago. So I watched them like a week ago. And then I decided I was reading like my notes. I was like, I'm going to completely botch this trying to remember this on the podcast. So I decided I'd watch it at half speed. These episodes.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So I feel like I got it back.
This is it's like when I had to watch Addams Family Values twice because I went to the hospital.
Right. You didn't do half or double speed, did you?
No, I just watched it twice. I barely remembered it. All right. Let's get into it, huh?
Yeah.
The Buffy's gone this week. I mean, she's got an
Her
episode.
hair's gone.
It's called Gone. Yeah. Sarah Michelle Gellar requested a haircut and they wrote it into the show.
That's cool.
Yep. I think she looks great. This is my favorite haircut in Buffy history. I maybe not in this episode, but like once they start styling it right, you'll see next week in Double Meat Palace. This is like my favorite iteration of Buffy since early Buffy.
Okay. Well, I thought it looked good in this episode, just how it was. So
I agree. It gets even better, gang. Look forward to it. All right. Now, David Fury. Let me tell you what happened on the day. Right. January 8th, 2002. All right. That's when this aired.
We're starting with Buffy. Guys.
Yeah, we are. What a day that was. Okay. It aired opposite a new sitcom, a pilot episode airing on NBC for the first time. Imagine that, starring Hank Azaria.
Okay. You like that one?
No, but the reason you might not remember that show is that it aired the pilot episode January 8th. It aired its second episode the following Monday or Tuesday, and then it went ahead and got canceled and never aired again.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. All right. Sad news. The founder of Wendy's, Dave Thomas, died on this date.
No.
All right.
Is Wendy his daughter or something?
I believe it was. And I'm not proud to announce that I ate Wendy's last night, Logan. I have a Wendy's bag sitting next to me as I record this podcast.
You should be very proud of that. What'd you get, the Baconator?
No way. I'm not going that hard.
Oh,
I got me a double. It's called the Dave's Combo up. Actually,
a double chocolate cookie.
No, it's just a double burger. You know, those square burgers, and some fries. All right, simple as that.
Oh, I love Wendy's fries.
Yeah, Wendy's fries are delightful. All right, and I ordered it late at night, so it came like right away.
Yeah.
So like they were hot still. It was great. All right. Now, the number one song in America. You're gonna love this, Logan. I bet. I have a feeling you love this song.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna start it. Let me see if you can continue it. Not like me, so sorry.
Was waiting on a different story. Is that the one?
Yep. Very good.
This time I'm mistaken. For winning you a heart worth breaking.
And I've been wrong. I've been down. and to the bottom of every bottle.
These 5 words in my head scream, "Are we having fun yet?" Yeah, yeah. That's the
That was
song
actually,
Constantine got kicked off American Idol with.
oh my god, yeah. And I voted for him. I was a Constantine Maroulis voter week after week. All right.
Yeah,
Now,
I'm had a big crush on him.
oh, I, you
He would
know,
like fuck the cameras with his
he
eyeballs.
would, he
He was
would,
like, "Ooh,
he
look at
was,
me."
he was
Ooh.
into it, man.
Yeah,
And then he ended up on Broadway. Now,
I
it
didn't know
was
that.
fortuitous that you sung the lines that you sung, Logan, because I don't know all the lyrics to that song, and I just stopped singing when I didn't know lyrics.
Oh,
But you got me every
oh,
time.
I thought you were just letting me go. I thought we both
No,
knew all the lines, obviously.
no, I you sung the parts I didn't know.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I'm here for,
Yeah,
to
now
fill in the gaps.
that's of course Nickelback. All right, with lead singer Chad Kroger, who you know from the Spider-Man soundtrack and Avril Lavigne's "Pussy."
You're right.
All right. Now, the number one
Same with
movie
Sum 41. Same thing with him, right? Spider-Man soundtrack and Avril Lavigne.
that is wild, isn't it?
Yeah,
Avril Lavigne's collecting them like infinity gems? She's just trying to fuck everyone on the Spider-Man soundtrack.
yeah. But I guess let's track it. See who's next.
Well, I'll tell you. I hope it's that guy from Dashboard Confessional.
Yeah.
No, that was the Spider-Man 2 soundtrack.
Well, she
Who
probably
else is
ran
on?
out on the Spider-Man one, so she moved
Who
on.
else is on the Spider-Man 1 soundtrack?
I don't know. I
I'm
have no
looking
idea.
it up. This is important to me.
She went to Elfman next.
Danny Elfman. Oh my god, what a lucky man. Uh Here we've got she could fuck the guy from Alien Ant Farm.
All
How about
right.
that? Yeah. Oh, how about this? The Strokes. Julian Casablancas.
He seems old.
What?
He might have a
He
stroke.
seems old?
Aren't the Strokes old?
That makes me seem old, man. No, the Strokes released their first album in 2001.
Oh,
Like
that's really not
they were
old.
like young and cool.
Yeah, my bad.
God damn it. All right. Let's move on from Avril Lavigne's love life,
Hmm.
sadly. Hey, Most Def, you could fuck that guy. All right. Now the number one movie in America, they're all hangovers from December. Nothing coming out this week. Still too early in the year. No one cares. But Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, still hanging strong at number one in its third weekend. A Beautiful Mind at number two, the eventual Best Picture winner. Ocean's 11 at number three. And number four, Jimmy Neutron, the movie.
Oh wow, never saw that.
Now, and number five is Royal Tenenbaums. I wanted to ask you about Jimmy Neutron. Was that important to you as a kid?
No, not really. I'm familiar with him. Not I never really paid that much attention.
What I'm fascinated by now, working in the store I work in, is how things penetrate the culture enough to be merchandise like 20 years later.
Is he
Like,
there?
he's not. I don't see any fucking Jimmy Neutron shit.
I was more Timmy Turner from the Fairly Odd Parents. I feel like you had to pick one. Did you like Timmy Turner or Jimmy Neutron? I like Timmy Turner.
I don't think I watched either one.
Do they have Fairly
But
Odd Parents stuff there?
no, we don't.
Oh, that's crazy.
I know. Is it maybe a little too early? Like the nostalgia
Ah,
market hasn't caught up to Jimmy Neutron yet? Because we have a lot of shit from like the 90s.
yeah. You like Courage the Cowardly Dog? Any of that type of stuff? Or
No, but we
Cat
have like
Dog?
we have like Invader Zim and Rocco's Modern Life. And
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know how it works. But like the reason I'm so fascinated by it is Stitch. Because we have so much Stitch shit and it sells so well. I am selling Stitch shit every day of my life now. Like that is my job now, is to just give Stitch fans the merchandise that they want. And like I never realized that was a thing. Like I remember when that movie came out in like 2002. Like
It was a show too.
yeah, I guess. You know what? I've said this to people at work, and they all respond with it was a show too.
Well, that's probably that's why that's what's most popular.
Maybe. But like I never was aware of the show. I just knew it was a movie. It came out. It did like not that great at the box office, and then it was gone. And then I never thought about Lilo and Stitch another day in my life until this year. And now it's such a huge part of my life.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very familiar with Lilo and Stitch, but I had no idea that it was as big as it is. Maybe
And
it's
by the
the
way, no
location.
one gives a fuck about Lilo. I don't see Lilo on any of the merchandise. It's all Stitch.
Yeah, that's funny. I think they are making a movie soon.
Oh, really? Like a live action one?
Yeah, they've been trying to cast Lilo.
Did you know that there's a pink like girl version of Stitch
Maybe I knew that. I
named
kind of don't think so.
Angel?
No.
Her name's Angel,
Wow.
like David Boreanaz.
Right.
And
Tim
I
sent me a video this week of David Boreanaz like playing with crystals. He's like really into crystals. He's like real zen with his crystals.
wow, like
It was pretty
Spencer
funny.
Pratt.
Yeah, a little bit like that.
Yeah.
Remember he got into hummingbirds, Spencer
He's
Pratt?
still into hummingbirds. I follow Spencer Pratt on Instagram, and he's still like week on a weekly basis posts videos of him with hummingbirds.
Yeah, he likes to like get them like up on his mouth and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, real close. There's only like four things Spencer Pratt cares about: his baby, Heidi, hummingbirds, and crystals. That's
Yeah.
it.
And being famous.
Yeah, that's his whole life.
Yeah. It's a pretty good top five.
Not bad. It's working for him. All right, let's get into Buffy, huh?
Yes, let's do it. I have a question before we get too far. Where's Amy been? I feel like I haven't seen her in like a few episodes. Or is it just the break we took?
It's just the break we took.
Okay. Okay.
She was in the previous one because she took Willow to see Rack.
Oh, that was
That was
that
the last
episode?
episode. Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, we just, my New York trip fucked us up.
So she's just not in this one.
She's just not in this one. I don't think she's in the next one either, but we'll see her again. Um, now this one's written and directed by David Fury. He's our boy. He's been with us since late season 2 and written some classics in that time. But this is his first ever episode as director. And he's not going to do that much directing in his career. I think he only is credited with 2 episodes of Buffy and 1 episode of Angel, and no other show he ever wrote for allowed him to direct. So, I mean, it's not like we're embarking on a long career here, but this is a nice opportunity for him.
But he's having to do a lot of invisible directing, and I'm not sure. Like, I didn't love the Buffy voiceover. I'm not sure that's his fault.
I've often said this. I feel that it's too ambitious a script to be his first episode as director.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know what he was thinking.
I like at the end when they're all invisible and the camera's like moving around trying to like find, just look at invisible people.
I've always hated that scene.
Oh, you hate that part?
It's hard to follow.
I think it's supposed to be. It's like comedic a little bit because they're all invisible.
I guess it's too many invisibles.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, so he's already this season written the second half of the premiere and Life serial, and now he's back directing this one. David Fury, always a big part of the show. Now, let's hear your notes.
Okay, all the magic stuff. Buffy's tossing it out, right?
Yep.
Dawn, I know you love this thing. Willow, I know this is your favorite. I don't care. It's getting kicked out. And
they
Dawn
threw
has
out some crystals. They should have donated them to Spencer.
Yeah, or David.
Or David. Good point. Yeah.
Dawn, remember last episode she got in that car accident?
Yeah.
With Willow. Now she has a sling on her arm. You said, I think, right?
And she's acting like a real see you next Tuesday.
Oh, shit. And Buffy finds a lighter in the couch, and she has this flashback about Spike when they were doing it. So I guess it's Spike's lighter. We find out later that it is. Yeah. And we check in with the nerd crew. What are their names again? We got Jonathan, Andrew, Warren.
I knew you could do it.
Thank you. Yeah, I like it. You didn't help me out. It was like I was taking my first steps, and you were like backing away, like you can.
That's right.
Just
like you were like you were riding a bicycle for the first time. I was holding it along with you, and then I let go.
Yeah, but I didn't even know you didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very sweet. And so Andrew, he has on a SpongeBob T-shirt. Did you catch this?
I did notice that. Yeah, he's another character who I never really cared about, but is a part of my life. But at least he has like existed through the years. Like every few
He's
years, there's been
hugely
a
famous.
movie. Yeah, yeah. So like that one, I understand.
Even his sidekicks are famous. Like Patrick's pretty famous.
Oh,
Squidward's
we
famous.
sell tons of Patrick merchandise. Don't even worry about it. Did I ever tell? Did I tell you the story about Squidward?
I don't know.
There was this little girl. Oh, you familiar with handsome Squidward?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right. Everyone calls him handsome Squidward when he's in this one form. I don't know.
You're
But
right.
we have a handsome Squidward. I think it was like a hat or something. And this little girl was looking at it with her parents, and she pointed it out to her parents, and it was a really little girl. Like she was like 7 years old or something. She goes, "Look, sexy Squidward." I lost it, dude.
Yeah.
I just never heard it referred to that way.
Me either.
Now that's my favorite thing. That's what it'll be to me for the rest of my life. Sexy Squidward.
Same. Same.
Yeah.
Did her parents get it for her? Or she was
Uh,
just pointing it out, like,
She
oh
was
look.
just pointing it out. They got her some other shit. They were good parents,
Okay.
but yeah, she was just excited to point that out to her parents. Sexy Squidward.
Yeah, sexy Squidward.
Mm.
So there we go. And we have a gun. I forget, I honestly forget who's who sometimes. I know Jonathan, but the other two I kind of mix up. What Warren's like the real imposing one, right? And Andrew's like the real
Yeah,
loser.
that's what we're setting up in this episode. Is that Warren's a little darker than the other two?
That's right. He's yeah, exactly. And he really is going in hard with this disappearing gun, and they use it on a chair and stuff. That's fun. And then he's like, "We're unstoppable." And then the credits come on.
Thank God there's no disappearing gun on Angel, because I'm happy that J. August Richards is still part of the cast.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So we go to back to Buffy's place, right? Willow apparently hasn't gone to school since she's been in like not doing magic.
Yeah,
And she
I get
stopped
it.
that.
I couldn't have gone to college in the midst of recovery.
Yeah, so good that's good there. And Spike comes in from the sun. He tells Buffy, "Your hair looks nice when it's bouncing around." Like and then it sort of gets cut off, whatever. And then he like grabs her like Donald Trump would do, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Right, right. By the pussy.
Yeah. Seemingly that's what he
Mhm.
does. And she's like, "Oh, I kind of like that." But then Xander comes in, and Xander's like, "Spike, anyone who likes Spike is just a loser themselves, like Harmony and Drusilla." He shouts them out. I like
Yeah.
that part. And then the woman shows up. Do we have a name?
I
wrote
believe her name
social
was
services.
Doris.
Doris. All right. So Doris shows up. Spoiler alert. She's my LVP.
She's your LVP, huh?
I didn't like
Oh,
that scene where she's
oh,
like by herself.
she's my LVP too.
I thought she was so bad.
Yeah, I kind of thought so too. That's a weird scene.
But they wrote a whole scene for her. Like another actor could have really crushed that. She was just
You're right.
bad.
Imagine Melissa McCarthy doing that scene.
I like that.
She would have torn it up.
She would have, yeah. And so she shows up and she's like, "Yeah, we got to talk about Dawn because she's like, things aren't going that great. She doesn't have real guardians and stuff." And I like this little tidbit here how Dawn's already late for school. She's like on her way out.
Yeah,
Like, she passes her. She's already late. It's like, oh no. And Spike, I didn't like Spike here. Buffy comes walking into the living room with Doris, and Spike is like, "All right, Buffy, so let's talk about our situation." It's like
So-
clearly Buffy is dealing with something else.
Yeah, but to Spike's credit, the second she says the ladies from social services, Spike like straightens up his act.
Right, but it seemed like you wouldn't even have to. I don't know. It seemed like an extra step too far. I don't know.
Yeah, you might be right about that.
He mixes up crypt and crib. He's like, "Oh, I meant my crib" when I said crypt.
Well, no, he says crypt and she says crib.
Right.
Buffy, he meant crib.
Right, he tries to cover it up.
Street
And then
flag.
really funny part here where Buffy is like, "No, it's just me and Dawn that live here. Don't even worry about it." And then what you hear Willow, a bad voiceover I thought here from Willow too. She's like, "Buffy, I'm gonna take a nap. I'm not really feeling that well." And then Doris is like, "Whoa, is that a woman? Is that another woman?" And then Buffy's like, "Yeah, but I'm not gay." don't worry about that. She literally says that. Like, yeah,
I
but
know,
not gay.
and she says she's gay, but we're not gay together.
Not together. No, they don't
Yeah.
get twisted.
Bad voiceover throughout this episode.
Yeah, and maybe it's the directing's fault.
Yep. We could blame Mr. Fury.
It's possible. And we find like some stuff that looks like weed, but it's magic stuff, but it looks like marijuana. So that's funny. And so I don't know. And then Spike, he gets his lighter out of Buffy's pocket. He's like, this is what I really came for.
Right, right.
So
Well, yeah, and he fiddles with her pussy in that.
he does it again.
Well, he reaches into her pocket for the lighter, and she thinks he's just feeling her up again, and she gets into it, and then he's just like just grabbing this.
Yeah, and she's like, oh shit. And then so Buffy, this is when Buffy runs upstairs and she cuts her hair off. And then she goes across the street to the hairdresser.
Because he kept calling her Goldilocks and shit.
Oh yeah, so, and said your hair looked good.
That's like Sarah Michelle Gellar wanted to cut her hair, but the way they did it was that it was in reaction to Spike.
Yeah, I didn't even get that. I didn't even think about that. The comments to her hair. I just thought she just had a breakdown going through everything.
Yeah. She's very obviously wearing a wig in the first couple of scenes of this episode.
Yeah, good call. Go back and check that out. And Buffy, she asked the hairdresser, she says, make me different. So that's pretty good there. And then so the nerds show up. They're gonna like go to the spa and make themselves invisible and like spy on the women at the spa. Is that what their plan?
I guess so.
Because I noticed that they were outside a spa and they were like, all right, guys, let's do this. And then they see Buffy crossing the street looking beautiful. I love that shot of Buffy crossing the street, right?
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. And then I hated this whole thing. It turns out like the whole point of the episode, not the point of the episode, but the incident, they're fighting over the gun and Buffy happens to walk by and they turn her invisible. And it's just like a whole accident. I don't love episodes like that where it's like an accident. It's like,
I hear you, because it's like Buffy runs into enough like supernatural bullshit that she doesn't need to like literally be tripping over it.
Right. And here she is. It's just a new thing pops up. And so we go to the magic box. Anya, she's more worried about their wedding stuff. Xander's like, what's going on with Buffy? And Anya's like, I think she'll sit here at the wedding.
We're working out the seating chart. We get another reference to Xander's uncle Rory, who we haven't heard about in a while, but used to be ever present in dialogue. You remember we got that car from Uncle Rory?
I do.
Yeah.
And we mentioned DeHoffrin. Xander doesn't want DeHoffrin showing up.
Right. It's odd that Anya does, but I guess DeHoffrin's coming to the wedding.
Yeah, that'll be very exciting. And so Buffy comes in. I'm invisible girl, of course. She says Xander touches her boobs, I think. And Buffy, shout out to Marcy from that early episode.
Yes,
Duvall.
Xander asks if she's been feeling ignored lately because that's how Marcy became invisible.
Yeah, not a Marcy deal, Buffy says.
Mm-hmm.
And I love Anya. All the talk about Buffy's haircut, I love. She's like, it sounds so adorable. I love that. Mm-hmm. And then Xander throughout the episode is like, apparently it's adorable. I don't know.
And then when Willow finally sees it, she says, it really is adorable.
Yeah. I like how they hype up her haircut because it's like her. I like that. But Buffy holds up eyeballs and a skull. Those are fun. And then Xander says, who would be messing with that kind of pout? Oh, and they realize that it must be Willow, but it's not even Willow. But Xander goes to Willow. I like this. Willow's like about to use magic to get a book, but then she decides not to. But then Xander comes in.
Yeah, Willow's reaction's good addiction metaphor shit, because her response is like, well, what the fuck is the point of me even not doing magic? Because like, if you think I'm doing if every time something happens you think I'm gonna do magic, then like I'm just gonna start doing magic. And I remember feeling that way when I first quit drinking. Like when people would doubt my sobriety, I would just like get pissed off and want to drink.
Yeah, and then at some point you realize it's for you, not really.
Right, exactly.
Blimvisible, that was funny.
Yeah, I like that
Blimvisible.
Too.
I don't know. Yeah, and then Willow's like, well, if I'm being blamed for it, then I'll just go do it. And so then I like the nerds. They're like, oh my God, you know what's worse than the Slayer? an invisible slayer. We did something terrible. That's bad news there. And Buffy, she goes to fashion victims past. She steals a girl's hat. That's funny.
Right.
And then she takes a cop car. And this is where
Well, a little scooter.
yeah, it was more like, yeah, like a golf cart type deal. And this is where we see the lady at the place, I think. Or is that later on?
No, I don't know. That might be now.
Okay. Yeah, Buffy like messes with her. She like every time she looks away, she moves her mug and moves the files, and she's losing her mind and stuff like that. I don't know.
The coworker in that scene who like she keeps like I'm losing my mind to who's like sitting next
Mhm.
to her. She That's Ellen Hampton, who's David Fury's wife in real life and a co-writer on his first episode, Go Fish.
Okay. Yeah, I
Mhm.
did notice her. She's very prominent. She was
Yeah.
give it, yeah. And so and Buffy writes all work and no play makes Doris the dull girl.
I like that's the best part of that scene.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. And then her boss comes in and is like, "All right, you can go home.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it."
I like when the whole file is that, and then he looks over at the printer, and it's printing more copies of that.
Yeah, it was funny. I just didn't like her that much.
No, I'm with you on that, but yeah, there's a couple good bits of business.
For sure, for sure. And Willow has like this invisible spray paint where you can make invisible stuff visible again.
What are
Uh,
you talking about? It's just spray paint. She's
what?
spray painting the outside of invisible stuff to make it visible.
Oh, I guess that makes total sense. So it's not
It's not
magical.
magic spray paint. It's
Yeah,
just
my
spray
bad.
paint.
I guess that makes sense because Xander comes up. He's not like mad at her, like you're using magical spray paint.
Right, right.
Yeah, but Xander like falls over. He like trips on a fire hydrant or whatever. That's pretty good stuff. And we go to Spike, his crypt. He's watching a seemed like a scary movie. That's
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
thought.
I never noticed that in this scene is that he's watching a horror movie and someone in the horror movie is talking about how much blood there is.
Yeah.
And he goes to the fridge and gets some blood. Like he's like, oh, that
Oh.
makes me hungry.
Oh wow, that's what did it. I didn't catch that either. That's
Yeah.
hilarious. That can happen sometimes. You see somebody like eating and you're like, "Oh yeah, I am hungry."
Oh my god. I will straight up like stop a movie in the middle and order whatever someone's eating on the screen.
I like your review of the movie Hunger. I think you said you like ordered food in the middle of the movie. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
So then Buffy comes in and she like rips off his shirt. She's like ready to do it with him,
Yeah.
seemingly. And then we go back to the magic box and they're working on that cone that they had, and Xander like puts his hand through it and he's like, "Oh no, that's not good. If that can happen to this, it can happen to Buffy. What if she
Yeah.
disappears or whatever?" I don't know. And then we go to the nerds, and they're like conflicted because they don't want to kill Buffy. Jonathan says we're not
Well,
killers, we're crime
Jonathan and
lords.
Andrew don't want to kill Buffy, but Warren seems oddly comfortable with it.
Yeah, I like the moment where he stands up next to Jonathan. He's like, "I'm like 8 feet taller than you, motherfucker.
Mhm.
Don't mess with me." And then we go. Love this part. Xander shows up to Spike's place, and Spike is doing it with the air. It looks
That
like
is honestly the best invisible effect in the whole episode. Like,
well, what's the
'cause-
effect? It's just like Spike doing it. It's
well,
just Spike
whatever
acting.
whatever he's doing, it looks real.
Yeah, I think he's just like acting.
Yeah, he's just
I don't know.
humping air.
Yeah, great job by him. And Xander's like, Spike, what are you doing over there?
Push-ups.
That's hilarious. And then Buffy nibbles on his ear. That's great. And then they do it.
Well,
Yeah, go ahead.
The scene ends with a sweet BJ.
Yeah, he says that's cheating.
Yeah.
So great job. And then Willow almost does magic again to make her computer load, but I don't think she does it, does she?
No, she doesn't. She's getting impatient with the loading and she's about to, but then it finishes and she gets relieved.
Good, good.
Near
And-
miss for Willow.
Yes, and we see Buffy kicking a can down the street. I loved that. That was probably my favorite effect. Was the can
Yeah,
being
that
kicked
was
down the
good.
street, and then Buffy says, "But what is this Bizarro world? Spike didn't want to do it with me." What is that all about? And then Buffy says, "Hey, I'm walking here."
Hey, I'm walking here.
Yep. Yep. I definitely knew you'd bring that up.
That was awesome. And then so Buffy comes in and she's like, "Hey Don, I'm invisible," or whatever. And then Xander calls and he leaves a voicemail and he's like, "Buffy, you're fading away. It looks like it's bad news or whatever." And then Willow was walking down the street. She finds the van. Is that what she was looking for on the computer? Info?
Yeah, she was looking up like DMV records to see if she could
Shit.
figure out where the van would be.
All right. And Willow walks in there. Maybe I read this wrong, but it seemed like Willow was like amazed by what was going on. She looked impressed a little bit. Like, I want in on this. Am I wrong about that? She like her face was like,
I don't know
"Ooh."
about I want in on this. More just like, wow, this is like a whole operation.
I thought she was like, "This is really cool."
What?
That's what I thought. So the bad guys are invisible this time, and they take Willow as a hostage. They're going to use her for something, and so we go back to Buffy at her house, and the phone rings, and invisible Buffy, Omega Beta Zeta, and then Jonathan says, "Meet us at the place."
I like when she recognizes Jonathan's voice, and then Jonathan changes it to try to sound his fake voice is very funny to me.
How did she recognize it?
Because she knows Jonathan.
No, but did she say like you sound? Did she say Jonathan?
He said no, but she said you sound really familiar.
Okay.
And then Jonathan responds by going like, "Well, I don't know. We've never met before."
Okay, yeah. So we go to, or there's some arcade place, whatever. Buffy shows up, and Willow notices that the nerds, they tell Buffy, "We're gonna save you. We're gonna like turn you back visible so you don't die." But really, they have it on kill mode or whatever.
Yeah, but Jonathan and Andrew at first are distracted playing around of Dead or Alive, which was a fighting game at the time where all the girls had really big boobs, and if you jumped up and down, they would bounce. And so that's why Jonathan and Andrew love that game, I would think.
Okay, well, thank you. I didn't notice that. So that makes sense. And we get like a whole big scene here.
They later, by the way, it just like Dead or Alive was a fighting game, and I remember later on they just like were like, "Fuck it, we're just gonna make this boobs bouncing now," and they came out with a Dead or Alive game that was Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball.
These are just arcade games that you play.
You could get them for PlayStation or whatever. And yeah, Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball is just all the characters from Dead or Alive playing beach volleyball, so you get extra boobs bouncing.
Okay, that's good. That's what we've all been waiting for.
Yep. That's all anyone ever played that game for.
Yeah, I guess so. Because you can play any other fighting game.
They made a movie out of it. You never saw the Dead or Alive movie?
No.
I don't remember who was in it, but I remember like that was the complaint on the internet was like not big boobs enough.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Jamie Presley. Well, she has big boobs. Devin Aoki, she was in one of the Fast and Furiouses, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the movie. It came out in 2006.
Okay. I want to say she's in the first one, right?
Who? What?
Aoki? Isn't she in the first Fast and Furious?
It's either the first or the second.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like the second one. I don't know. So Willow, they all saved
the day. It's the second. I checked.
Oh, my bad. Willow tells Buffy she has adorable hair again, obviously. And then they go outside and they sit on the curb. And Buffy, great moment here. Buffy had been really depressed this whole season. And she says, for the first time, I realized I don't want to fade away. I realized that might be what's happening.
Yeah.
I don't want that to happen.
She said she doesn't want to die. And she which is like not exactly a sign of happiness, but she's been wanting to die. Like she's been like mourning the loss of her death all season. So the fact that she doesn't want to be dead right now is actually huge progress for her.
Right, definitely. And I wrote weird guitar music. Some song comes on.
Yeah, I noticed that. I meant to look up what it was.
I have no idea.
I thought we were gonna like cut to the bronze for a second.
Yeah, I feel like it like cuts to credits and the song immediately faded out too. Like
it did.
You really don't get it at all. But that's the episode. That's gone.
It's not even on the IMDb for it.
Yeah, that sucks.
Oh, you miss. I like when Warren says where your arch nemesis is sees.
Buffy said that, or did they
No,
both say
but
that?
Buffy quotes him.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, because
Yeah,
when they're gone, she's like, they were my arch nemesis. These. Yeah, that's
yeah,
funny. So MVP, LVP, or star rating, I'll go 3 stars for this one.
yeah. Three sounds about right. And MVP to hmm,
Spike, Xander,
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna go Xander. I feel like he had a fun episode.
I think so too. I think so too. But Spike when he's humping in the air was really good. He did a great
Yeah,
job.
that's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, an LVP Doris.
Sorry to Doris. But in the ranking system here, we've out of 111. Sorry to say, I according to me, I have this number 90 between Teacher's Pet and Flooded from about 6 or 7 weeks ago.
Well, I like this more than Flooded. So where do I have that one?
Flooded, you have it 86, so 4 spots higher than me.
Okay, read me up from there.
All the way, Wrecked, Goodbye Iowa, Tough Love, Crush,
Wait,
Witch,
wait. All the way wrecked. Goodbye, Iowa.
Tough
Keep going.
Love,
No, I definitely like it
Crush.
less than that. All right, so you could put it between Goodbye, Iowa and Wrecked. I have it. I have all these like middling season 6 episodes right around this point in my ranking, don't I?
Yeah, I do too. I do too.
Yeah,
From 85 to 92, I have 6 episodes, and from 84 to 87, you have 4 in a row.
yeah. There you go.
So oh damn, you have it at 84, and I have it at 90. Pretty close. I feel like we've been differing like a lot recently. Like we've had like 20 episodes separating them, so it's good. This one's pretty close.
Yeah, I agree.